that guaranteed the health of the whole. When you put the health of the whole over the health of the rights of the individual, you have destroyed everything. You've made everything forfeit. In fact, you have created a God that doesn't even exist except in your minds or on a piece of paper. It's called government. When humanity exists to serve government, it is the biggest, saddest irony that man is then bowing to a God that he created. Oh, you see, in the only instance that man really can be God, in the creation of a government to protect the rights of man and to serve man, if man turns the tables on himself and makes the government his God, he has destroyed himself. In a very sick, perverse, and disagreeable manner. Weishaupt was a shrewd student of religion, ladies and gentlemen, and of canon law, which, as I said before, is religious law. He saw in the abandoned sections of the canon law and usury a diabolic device for robbing nations and enslaving them. I've been trying to teach you this for years. This section had been abandoned because it had been found by the church not only impractical, but actually dangerous, except possibly in church orders where asceticism and devotion are the mainsprings and motives of existence. You see, the church was almost enslaved by the Knights Templars, who became the world's first international bankers. And so they learned their lesson the hard way. The rank and file of mankind engage in a struggle for existence and necessarily must be endowed with a strong sense of possession as an aid in the acquisition of material things essential for survival in the world at large. We all know that. Canon law decreed that there must be production for use and not for profit, and that making a profit in a business transaction is the sin and crime of usury. Usury was a cardinal sin and a capital offense under the canon. As a result of this canon on usury, the industry, commerce, and civilization of the Roman Empire disintegrated, and civilization and culture vanished in a flood of socialism. You see, only 3 vocations became open to mankind. You could join the orders of the church. You could earn by the sweat of the brow as a laborer, or the more cunning, ruthless, and violent individuals in the role of knight posed as protectors of labor or labor leaders while actually enslaving the workers. And the more ruthless and violent the knight, the more serfs he enthralled, the more people he robbed, the wealthier and more powerful he became, all in the guise of protecting his victims and giving them security. That's socialism. Oh, you work my fields, you serve in my army, you wait on my tables, you lick my boots, and I will take care of you and make sure that you always have that work to do, and I will throw you the crumbs from my table. That's socialism. It's also feudalism. Over under the world socialism that's coming, they intend to do away with the feudal lords. There will only be one lord, the world's lord. And there will only be one serf, the world's serf. And you're it. The more powerful and ruthless vandals, in no wise hampered by inhibitions imposed by the teachings of the church, in turn vanquished the knights who were handicapped in both elements preyed on the church itself. A man could hold his possessions or his womenfolk, and a church, monastery, or convent could hold their property and wealth only so long as they were strong enough to fight for them, or able to muster others to their defense, or if they had enough serfs to muster into an army to fight for them. It meant rule by labor and violence, and an end to law and order. This became the age of darkness that is known as the medieval times, or medievalism. It does reflect some credit, ladies and gentlemen, on the church that it recognized in the communism of canon law and usury the root of the evils of medievalism, and that it abandoned that section, abandoned it, threw it out, understood what it had brought them. Took a lot of time for it to happen. A lot of people died and lived in misery and disease. But it did come about. And that was the preparation for the Renaissance, for law and order, and for the beginning of the rise of human liberty, accomplishment. Where people were allowed to excel and invent and discover and learn and write magnificent books. Brought to you by Swiss America Trading. They specialize in non-confiscatable, non-reportable hard assets, real money as described in the Constitution for the United States of America and in the law. Most people do not know that a piece of paper cannot be a dollar, for a dollar is nothing but a unit of measurement of a specific weight and measurement of purity of silver coin or the equivalent value in gold coin. So when you take out one of those Federal Reserve notes that's not federal and is not a note and it says $1 and it's not a dollar, what are you doing? And why are you doing it? I mean, how stupid can we be? And why are we being so stupid? It's okay to be ignorant, folks, but not stupid. You see, if you're ignorant, That just means you don't have the knowledge. You can learn, you can make up for that. But when you have the knowledge and you still do the same things over and over again, that's stupidity. And there is nothing that can be done for that. It's caused by a lack of brains or guts. Which is it in your situation? Call Swiss America Trading. Ask them about real money. Ask them for a free copy of the current newsletter. Tell them that you're a listener to the Hour of the Time. And ask them how you can get your hands on some real money. And it doesn't cost a fortune, ladies and gentlemen. You can purchase $1 silver or 1 gold coin, a small gold coin, a $5 gold piece that you can barely see but is heavier than you can even imagine, because gold is heavy. And once you feel it, you know it's gold because it has a gold feel. And if you've never felt it, you don't even know what I'm talking about. Once you've held real money in your hand, you can never be fooled again by that phony stuff in your pocket. That's what's destroying this country. That's the method that the communists have devised to eliminate the middle class as one of the precepts of the Communist Manifesto written by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. Most of the planks